jam, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away. Off on the natural charge, bon voyage. Yeah, from the home of the Dodgers, Brooklyn squad.
Hello, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Raw Sports Radio, brought to you by the Raw Sports Radio Network. I'm Mad Max, and tonight we got Brandon Dean, a.k.a. The Brain. What's
The
up,
Brain.
B? The
What's
Brain,
going on?
right.
What's up?
What's up? It's always good to see you, sir. Pleasure to have you on the show this evening. Thank you for taking time out. Let me give the quick plug done. We were having some issues on the startup video. I don't know why. Everything seems to be good unless we're experiencing some issues on the StreamYard, but it looks like they had an issue with the Facebook earlier. They've got that resolved, so I'm guessing it's just a glitch on StreamYard, but otherwise we'll try it again at the end of the show as we always do. And for everybody out there who hasn't subscribed yet, smash that subscribe button, beat the shit out of the like button, share it, and come on in, participate, get involved.
Hop on in, baby.
Yeah, don't be scared. Nothing to be scared about here. And now, let's start things off. We got last night's games to go over real quick, but it won't take too long. We'll start with the game that really didn't come as a surprise to me. We'll see what Brandon thinks about it. But as far as the Thunder and the Pelicans, it ended up being an 18-point game in favor of the Thunder. Chet Holmgren looked like he was just able to have his way throughout the course of the game inside. And I don't know that the Pelicans are ready to move past that first round, guys. What do you think?
Honestly, without Zion, they're not gonna go far. To be honest with you, I mean, let's just be real about the situation. And plus, OKC's been playing was one of those teams that have been consistent pretty much all year. They got a young squad. They weren't. I don't think they originally thought they were going for the playoffs. Or try to build their roster up first, and then try to make a run deeper. But the team is ready to win right now. Now, I don't think they're ready to win a conference yet. They're too young. They got too many other people on that side that definitely take them out. But honestly, I think they got a chance to be something special in the future.
So let me ask you this. You said Zion not being out, and I know he's had his injuries over the course of his NBA career, and it's not easy to go through injuries. They suck. Rehab sucks. Surgery, if you need it, sucks. Physical therapy, there's nothing fun involved with any of the process that goes along with it. I guess my question would be, with Zion not being present on a consistent basis, and then taking that and looking at the Boston game, which we'll get into from last night, and them being out two of their stars, why isn't there another player or two that's able to step up like Miami's been able to step up? Is it due to lack of experience, maybe the coaching, or is it a little bit of everything?
Honestly, I think it's I mean, if you go back and just look at the roster that New Orleans has, a lot of them have been traded to that place. You know what I'm saying? Weren't drafted by the organization or anything like that. Go down the line, a lot of these players are known for playing on other teams, and through a trade or free agency has came over to New Orleans, and basically they're just put together. That's the easy way to put it. I mean, they're not, without Zion anchoring, I don't see him. I just don't see him going forward. And
it made a big difference last night. You're going from the first game, 92-94, buzzer beater type game, hard stopper, Then you go to 124-92. So you can tell that there's definitely a piece missing when he's not on the court.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you go back and just look at their field goal from last night, yeah, they shot 45%. But they only made 7 threes last night. And you know how this league is about their threes. I'm tired I'm not just talking about the shooting guard and the point guard shooting. I'm talking about the centers got to be out there. They have to be able to pop. And that's today's world of centers. They're going to more athletic, less bruising and more popping out, off the popping screen and hitting threes. That's more of what they're doing now. And, without that, you're not going to be able to go far. Like you said, they made 7 threes last night. Thunders made double that off the top. So you're already on the hole. You're in the hole right there. They got out rebounded. They basically on every single aspect of the game they got outplayed. If you just go back and look at the stats, they had 17 turnovers to 8. To have 8 turnovers in one game. It's either the offense is doing really good or excuse me, the defense is playing really good for the Thunder or the offense wasn't clicking for New Orleans. And the offense obviously wasn't clicking last night because they only scored 92 points. Yeah. If you score 92 points in a playoff game, you're gonna get laughed at.
But here's the other question of it. They scored 92 points on game number 1 with Zion, and they were able to score the same amount of points without Zion. So I guess, yes, he definitely makes a difference when he's on the floor, 100%, no doubt. The game's a lot closer. He's got defense, and his presence just being on the floor is enough to nobody wants to be fucking hit by that big motherfucker. Shit. That's the last thing anybody wants.
No, absolutely not. I don't want
so his defense is also part mental right there because look at him. Nobody wanted to be hit by Karl Malone either or Charles Barkley. My point is that I think that they took advantage of it to the point to where that extra defense, that fear factor that Zion has when he's healthy and he's on that court. Yeah, without Zion, I don't see it happening. I just don't.
You don't have that enforcer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fighting Zion. Don't even look that way. So it depends on how, because when the playoffs hit, you're a completely different team. You fill yourself out the first game usually. Second game, you're still doing that, but you get a better feel for the team. But now the 124 to 92, it's a big gap. You're in a big hole right now. They're 2-0. Zion's at least a week away from getting reevaluated. It's not looking good. Now, even though they're going back to New Orleans for next game, right?
Yeah. So if he's a week out, they got 2 games down in New Orleans. We might see him come back if they can manage to pull enough together to at least split that series.
If not even split.
Just in New Orleans. Just in New Orleans. They can pull out 1 game and allow for the game 5 to be pushed. See if Zion can come back and play in that. They might be able to do a little bit better. But I agree with you. Unless he's healthy, number 1, I wouldn't put him out there unless he's healthy. Number 2, you got to have him out there in order to win.
They're honestly, New Orleans. They're a little bit of predicament. Do you want to keep Zion healthy, or risk him coming back and hurting something else and be permanently, because he is your cornerstone. For the to the future, that's the only person you're gonna actually think about or care about, because he's your guy. And if your guy goes down, there is a risk of putting him in. Ask the Golden State about that. Well, they put Durant back in, or they put
Cousins.
No, not Cousins. The other light-skinned cat.
McGee.
No, Splash.
Oh, Clay.
Yeah, that's what happened. You remember when Durant and Clay both got hurt?
Yeah.
And they got smacked by Toronto.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was ugly. I thought it was over after that. I didn't think they were going to see another finals, let alone win one, but they proved me wrong on that one.
But the Warriors know damn well they shouldn't have been in that game. Both of them should have been in that game, and what happened? What happened was detrimental to their organization. To be honest with you, yeah, they paid him 160 mil. They paid Clay 60 mil, but now he's about to walk. And you did it because you got greedy. You wanted to be, yeah, I understand. I would say greedy because Coach Kerr already got a bunch of rings already.
Oh yeah,
but he can secretly be chasing his old team, the Bulls, and trying to get there. But I honestly don't see that team doing that now. That team, that the reign is over. But I mean, you never know. You never know. They could. I mean, they still got Steph. You never know how long Steph can play. I'm not saying he can play as long as LeBron, which is crazy to me that he's even still playing.
Yeah, he should have retired probably after he won that last championship, just rode off in the sunset and been happy. Instead, he's still pissing away people's fucking views, being a sorry scrub on the floor every time he goes out there. I don't know. Hate watching him. Terrible.
Man, honestly, I think that shit's impressive.
Which part? That he's still able to play?
That he's not the part that he's still be able to play. It's the part that he can still dominate. And people are still scared of him.
You know they just had this poll in the NBA, the secret poll with 140 some odd players on who's the GOAT with the current players in the NBA. LeBron didn't win.
Okay.
So I wouldn't
expect him to.
No. I'm not. Again, my point is LeBron is basically Karl Malone with 4 championships. That's what it comes down to. That's all he is.
How is that even possible?
LeBron's got there's nothing special about his game. He's got no bag of tricks except he's got a bunch of sticks and seeds from that brickweed he's been smoking on. All them steroids he's been pumping don't help his game out any. He likes to complain. He likes complaining a lot, probably more than anybody else. He thinks he's not only a player, but a coach, general manager, and the owner all at the same time. He's not. He needs to know where he belongs, and that's on the bench, coming off the bench, giving a lift.
Jordan did the same thing?
Do what now?
Jordan did the same thing.
Jordan did what?
You're saying he was coaching, he was GMing, he did all that shit.
Yeah, but you can't compare Jordan to LeBron. That's like comparing.
That's fine, but you can't say that LeBron's doing all this, and this, and Jordan did the same thing, and not take stabs at Jordan as well.
Well, if I take stabs at Jordan, it would be because when Jordan came out of retirement for the second time and joined the Wizards, it was not to win championships. It was to draw attention to the Wizards as he was going into a business venture to acquire stake and ownership. So filling the seats is what he was there to do. And the amount of talent that he had around him, it was mediocre at best. Jerry Stackhouse, Rip Hamilton, Kwame Brown, and a handful of other guys.
Kwame Brown.
Well, hey, I love Kwame. Nothing but love for Kwame.
Nobody loves Kwame.
I love Kwame. Why? Because Kwame's real as fuck. Kwame tell you like it is. Kwame would tell you that he didn't have the best NBA career, but he's not a bust. I've never seen a bust last 11 seasons in the NBA. I've never seen it. Jeremy Lin, that's a bust. Ben Simmons, that's a bust. Kwame Brown, that's not a bust.
I mean, I didn't say Kwame Brown was a bust. You did.
No, I said he's not a bust.
Okay, he's not a bust. But
that's right.
But nobody brought up bust, though.
No, I said Kwame Brown is not a bust.
I know, but why do you even say he's a bust? We were just talking about him as
I was talking about bust because you know as well as I do, and here you are basketball baiting me, trying to make me say it. I'll say it. He's been labeled a bust. Oh, this isn't news. You know that. Everybody thinks that Kwame was a bust because he didn't live up to expectations. Facts. But
I mean,
like I said, You can't be a bust and play 11 seasons in the NBA. You would have been over in Europe. You would have been over in the Philippines. You would have been over in China. You would have been playing someplace else. You wouldn't have stayed in the NBA for 11 seasons if you were a bust. You know what I mean?
You're right.
I'm just saying. But people like to go after Kwame. Why? Because that's how they get to Jordan. Somehow, some way, demented people like to think that because Jordan was on the Wizards, he was responsible for that draft pick with Kwame, that it's all Jordan's fault. And that's fine.
It's funny because Kobe was saying the same shit about him.
I know. He went from Jordan to somebody even harder on him to Kobe. And Kobe says, motherfucker, you need to play. Shit.
He cut that motherfucker in half. Kwame Brown, I can still remember that shit. He's talking about Kwame Brown being sorry, just sorry and shit. I never forget that shit. But
he was honest though. He was honest as shit with him.
I get it. I mean, everybody's got a different way of looking at that shit.
And when it comes down tonight, you know what? We'll get into it because I know that game's on right now. 13-18 right now. That's the score. Lakers are up by 5 at the moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Lakers are not going to lose this game. I'll tell you that.
Why do you think that?
Because what happened the last game, they definitely not going to lose. And they're playing at home, not a chance. They were up 20. Now, a lot of people want to blame the refs for the end of that game, which D'Lo got slapped in the face. They went back to they went back, they looked at it, they reversed the call and gave the ball to Denver. And everybody in their right mind, everybody in their right mind saw that was a fucking foul. Everybody saw that.
That's like saying that when LeBron got hit in his big ass 5 head, that they fucking should have called that foul. No, LeBron's head is just too big. That's the problem. His head's too big. He's got his head's too big. It's not my fault. His head's too big.
You got to put all those brains somewhere, Doc.
Shit, they're not going up there between his ears. He's got a big ass head.
He's a billionaire, so I guess he still got some brains, right?
Yeah. He's supposed to have a basketball IQ of like 2.5 billion, but that motherfucker play like he's in the negative. Yeah. I'm watching the scrub right now, just pointing up in the air, like, last one down the court. There you go. Give it to him. See what he does.
That scrub you're talking about is 39 years old. He's still averaging almost 26 points a game.
I'm 47 years old. You know what I'm averaging on 2K? Shit. I got this motherfucker right now.
26, 7 rebounds and 8 assists a game. And he's shooting 54% on the year.
How's he doing in the fourth quarter?
See,
how's that fourth quarter working out for LeBron?
What do you mean?
I mean, the first game, he had the ultimate fourth quarter scoring 4 points. And then this last game in the fourth quarter, he couldn't make a stop to win the game in the last seconds. So he lost.
He wasn't.
You can't call yourself the GOAT, crown yourself the GOAT, and then not be able to win a fucking game.
LeBron is not the one that was on the Jamal for that loss.
AD.
That's not
AD. But Jamal Murray broke LeBron's ankles the play before.
Was out that game, right? So why the hell did AD? Why did they stop passing to AD?
That I would love to know why. I wish I had an answer. That's what they need to do.
You tell me that, and you tell me it's all LeBron's fault?
No, I'm not saying it's all LeBron's fault. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's just.
Because that was
terrible. I go back to coaching.
He was eating. What did AD end up with that game?
In the fourth quarter, he had one shot.
Yeah,
one shot in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that's your best player on that team, hands down. It's not LeBron. LeBron is not the best player on that team.
Yeah.
Would you agree or disagree?
I totally agree.
AD's the man. They need to work and build around AD. LeBron right now, in my mind, I think he's more concerned and focused on playing with his son somewhere, anywhere, for whatever amount of time and just doing that more so than he is anything else. He's won championships. He's got records. He's done that already. But what he hasn't done is what he wants to do. And what he wants to do is play ball with his kid. I get that. I respect that, actually. I respect that a lot out of him. But to say that the Lakers wouldn't have a better team without LeBron would be very true, in my opinion.
You got to understand what the job of the media is to do.
That's the face of the NBA. That's who they chose.
Well, listen. LeBron has to answer these questions that these reporters ask him. So, like when his son was still in high school, right? And these reporters come like, "Hey, put a microphone in your face, like, hey, when you want to play with your son one day?" And then he's gotta answer. He's got to sit there and answer, and then they get that answer, and they build a tree out, so people can actually listen and basically hear them like, oh, they make up their own storylines. Like, this is what LeBron wants to do. He wants to play with his kid. That's why this, and this. And you think it's taken away from LeBron being LeBron for over 20 years. You're taken away from it because you're listening to what the media is telling you. I can guarantee, look, those kids have been a professional's son all their life. They're used to the cameras. They're used to all that bullshit.
Yeah.
They understand. They watch the media. They watch what they say, and they know him at home. Right. So when it comes to it, how are you going to sit here and say that he's worried about all that other stuff when you're the one talking about it? And he's not even bringing it up unless somebody else asks him to. Because I don't think it's heavy on his mind. First of all, his second kid's going to be way better than Bron in the first place.
100% agree. Yeah, Bryce might be the real deal. Probably better than sorry ass dad. But
I understand what the media's job is to do. But at the same time, this sounds eerily similar to Jordan's kids, which definitely obviously didn't work out.
It didn't work out, but it was never supposed to, because Jordan said from the get-go, yeah, my kids, they don't mean that they're going to be great basketball players. They can do what they want to do. They're going to do what they are supposed to do. They both played ball. They both played. One played for University of Central Florida, and the other one played for Marcus played for. They both played basketball. They both played in college.
Yeah,
one played at UCF, and I forgot the other one where he played at. But I mean, they both played. They weren't, superstars by any means, but they weren't terrible. But they weren't good enough to go to the next level in the NBA. They knew that. They realized that. They took their education more seriously, and right now, they both do real well as business people.
I think more. You gotta understand. You're never gonna be able to chase and catch Jordan.
No,
and that's what people are expecting.
It's just not going to happen. Jordan was a once in a lifetime guy.
This is what our society does. We try to push. We want to. It's like 50 Cent trying to come up with another Get Rich or Die Trying. Like, you want it to happen so bad. You want that next CD to be so bad, that massacre to be so bad, it is not nearly as good. And that's what happens to it. What second movie what second movie or anything is better than the first?
There's very few.
There's very few sequels that are better than the first one.
Very few.
We know this, but we want more of that shit.
But see, that's where the media comes in, because if you remember, and granted, I'm a little bit older, yada, 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 but you remember 2002, right about 2002, they started watching or showing LeBron on ESPN. And after that, everybody was kind of hooked, and they kept pushing LeBron. He's the next guy. He's the one. He's the chosen one, yada, yada, yada. And everybody bought into that. So for the last 20 plus years, everybody's been drinking that same flavor aid and believing it. Now, LeBron is a great player. I've never said he's not a great player. I'm just saying that he's not the greatest player. There are certain strengths in his game that need help, and there are others which he dominates everybody with. There's never been a more athletic, all around basketball player than LeBron, period.
Absolutely. Period.
100%. I'm
100%.
not even Jordan, even Kobe, no matter none of those guys. They are not the athlete that LeBron is.
100%.
But when it comes down to what it is in way of the eye test, as everybody likes to call it, and we see the two play in totally different styles. One is more of a finesse type shooter, ball handler, scorer, and the other one is more of a aggressive, charging, and I don't mean that in a foul way, but he's there. He's there to attack, but he doesn't have that same type of killer instinct, that finishing move like Mortal Kombat style like Jordan was. Jordan never saw a game 7 in the finals. Never. Jordan, once he got to the finals, never lost the finals. If Jordan would have went to 10 finals, he would have won 10 finals. I promise that. So it can't be argued, and I know that you understand this, but when people bring up the argument Jordan, LeBron, it's not the right argument. If you want to compare LeBron to somebody, a better comparison would be Karl Malone or Scottie Pippen, in my opinion, because they match up better physically, for one, and they're a lot more similar in their style of play.
You know, across America, the LeBron, Jordan, Kobe discussion is discussed at every single barbershop across America.
All over.
Every single one. And
right now, there's a motherfucker in China talking about LeBron and Jordan getting their fucking that shit cut right now.
Right now.
Wearing a 23 jersey, and the other one's wearing a motherfucking LeBron 6 Lakers jersey. Like, oh, fuck you. I know what's happening.
That's the word. Like, if somebody brings up LeBron or Jordan together, I literally almost walk out the room. Because there's no way we'll ever fucking know.
It's not a fair comparison.
It's not a fair comparison. They're in different areas. The game of basketball is completely different than it was in the 90s. Just like 90s basketball is different than the 80s.
Less cocaine. A lot less cocaine.
Yeah. A lot less drugs and shit. But at the same time, like, you have to think, like, back in the day, they used to let the motherfuckers fight. They let them fight. In the 80s, they just let them fight. And they
no ejections, no whistles, nothing.
Shit. Common foul. All right, get on the line. We'll shoot these free throws. I got a bloody nose.
I remember watching Robert Parrish literally karate chop the shit out of Bill Laimbeer like 8 times. Just kept playing.
They let that shit slide.
Nobody was calling foul. We were doing that shit.
That was part of the game. It was part of the original game. You know, but this game is definitely evolved. Their athletes bigger, stronger, faster than they ever been. The health benefits that we have today, and just be able to recover. You know, you remember back in the day, if you tore your ACL in the 90s,
that's your career's over.
You're
done. You're not coming back.
You're done.
You're not done. I mean, you're not even trying to come back from that.
Yeah, you're done. So now people are like, oh, you got a torn ACL. All right, well, 10 to 12 months, we'll get you back in there, and you know it's supposed. But then you have those players that have them 2 or 3 times over their career, over and over, and you're just like, dog, well, you keep doing it, and they keep coming back. But with the medical advancements that we've got, that makes it very possible for us. Like when Kobe tore his Achilles, I didn't think he was ever. I mean, when he did that, I knew he was never going to be a same player, because that's a completely different injury. Like, it takes a very long time for your Achilles. So Kirk Cousins is going through it right now.
And a lot of people don't understand that with the Achilles and the heel in general, that bone, that muscle, that structure of your foot, that bears the entire weight of your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything goes on your heels. A lot of people don't understand that when they hear Achilles injury, they don't understand the severity of it and how it affects everything. And it's
Yeah.
hard to come back from if you're able to come back from it. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, absolutely. And to add to your point, from the training to the recovery to not having to ride on a bus back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, being able to go on these nice planes now, having, therapists and nutritionalists, and you've got your workout coaches. So the development of the players, not only physically, but developmentally through what they have in training, practices, etc., has elevated them in way of athleticism, etc.
Yeah.
And, and this is going to take us right into our next game. The physicality that I've been seeing out of the Knicks and out of the 76ers is like what I'm used to seeing from late 80s, early 90s, early 2000s basketball.
Yeah, you're right.
That series?
I think Spike Lee's going crazy right now down there. Right?
Spike Lee and Stephen A. are the two happiest people in the world. The city of New York has been waiting for a championship like they've been waiting for Jesus to come back. Win!
Bro, and all they had to do, they figured out the secret. They figured out all you gotta do is go get an entire college team, get them to play together in the NBA. That's basically what they're doing. I'm thinking of the Villanova team that won two national championships, and they're running with them. And they decide, you know what? Hey, let's put them all together. Fuck it. Let's put them all together and see what happens.
Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Harkenstein, Mitchell Robinson. Those four guys right there, not to mention DiVincenzo, I'll throw him in the fifth. They've been doing they've been having so many headaches for the fucking 76ers. I don't know if there's any more ibuprofen left in the city of fucking love anymore.
Well, it's funny because in Villanova's in Philly, ain't it?
Yeah.
So they're beating up now Philly is beating up on. Well, Philly won today, so
Philly did win tonight. They did pull one out tonight. They were happy as shit too.
Well, they had to. You can't go down 3-0.
No.
You go 3-0. You're not gonna see them come back.
It's tough. It's tough. It's not something that you're gonna.
Damn near impossible. Come back. Except when LeBron did it that one time with Kyrie.
Oh, you mean? Are you talking about? I see what you did there. Yeah. Remember the other night when LeBron got his ankles broken like Brian Russell, like what Jordan did to him, but it was Jamal Murray.
Look, every player is going to get their ankles broken.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
Every player can get dunked on. That's just part of the game. Some people just don't recover from that. I remember when Baron Davis dunked on Karolinko, and he was never the same.
AK-47 was just fine. He was probably even better after that. Us Russians, we recover, we get stronger. That's bullshit right there. That's some discrimination against Russia right there.
Bro, stop playing. He after that he was never the same. And
I know.
You know damn well what I'm talking about.
AK-47 was one of my favorite players. I got his jersey hanging over here.
The rim and dunk on Karolinko. AK just got, bro, his gun jammed. That's what happened to AK, right?
But you know what they'll never take away from AK-47? The coldest nickname in NBA history.
The what?
The coldest nickname in NBA history. AK-47? AK-47.
It's a lot better than the mailman.
Yeah, the mailman don't deliver on Sunday. Don't work. He don't do Amazon.
For the Jazz, that's the best thing. The Chiefs.
Jazz. And just to give you an update, we got a 10-point lead by the Lakers right now, 37-27 with 9:32 left in the second, with Jamal Murray at the free throw line at the charity stripe, so you can go ahead and call that automatic.
Jamal Murray. I very, very seldom see a trade that works out in favor of both teams. The way that the Donovan trade for Jamal Murray, because Donovan was originally at Utah.
Yeah.
And so was it a 3-team trade? A 3-team trade?
That would have been when they did that. It was
Murray. Yeah. I do remember. All right. That was a big trade. And I remember
it was a big trade because everybody was wanting them real bad. But they ended up getting them, and they moved up for him. And then this shit right here.
Oh, 2017, Mitchell was never traded. Okay. He's traded to the Jazz for 24 section and Trey Lyles. Oh, yeah, Trey Lyles from Kentucky. I remember him. That wasn't it. Yeah.
I'll get this pulled up next here. Get ready for it. Yeah. Well,
hey, fellas, what do y'all think about that game the other night with the Celtics? Boston Celtics, man, they set a record, 23, they set about 22, I think it was like 22, 23 3-pointers.
They
did. The game last night where they lost?
Yeah, the Miami Heat, they were short Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier. And they still got the dub, man, over Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and them. They had a full squad on deck, so.
Well, Tyler
basically the Heat was the Celtics that night. They beat them at their own game, the 3-point game. Boston Celtics wasn't swinging that ball like they normally do.
That was a good game, and that might have been the game right there that changes that whole series around, because going to Miami, trying to get 2 wins out of there is not going to be easy.
No. Tyler played hero last night is what really happened.
Tyler Hero, but Porzingis didn't show up for Boston.
Porzingis had, 6 points last night?
6 points,
6. Bro, you can't be doing that shit. I mean, if you think of the only people that came to play last night were the 2 stars for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown and Tatum.
And that should be all you need.
You would think.
Right?
But Porzingis, you can't play 30 minutes and only score 6 points like Porzingis did last night.
No, not from where you go.
You can't have Drew Holiday, who you guys just signed to an extension, played 37 and scored 9 points. And then it goes down.
What did Pritchard end up getting?
Huh? They had 3 players.
Pritchard ended up getting Peyton Pritchard, the other shooting guard.
Oh, Pritchard.
That's it, right?
Pritchard. Yeah. Pritchard, then he played 20 minutes, didn't score 80 points. Al Horford,
20 minutes and got nothing.
I don't know how Al Horford's still playing. Like, what the fuck? Al Horford played on the Gators, didn't he? When they won back-to-back championships. Yes.
Yeah. 06-07.
Al Horford. How the hell is he still?
Al Horford's been healthy. He's been relatively major injury-free, taking care of his body, doing the right things. But this year, you can tell from where he was last year in the playoffs, playing that defense and being in the right position, the right place at the right time. He hasn't been that guy like he was last year, this year in the playoffs. And last night, you talk about get exploited and looking like, just a regular team. That's what happened, and that's not taking anything away from Miami, but they were.
Let's be real. What happened last night is the Heat got hot from outside. That's pretty much it. If you shoot 53%, from 3, you should win. Like, why wouldn't you? When you hit double the amount of threes as the other team, you should win.
No argument for me.
You don't have to be the smartest person to figure that out, but.
And they dropped so much in percentage yesterday as far as Boston after that second half that it just fell apart for them. But the young guys that they got and what they're able to do, I think it just speaks volumes to how well that organization is coached, how well that team is run. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember, even before D Wade days, and they still just had old Tim Hardaway, old Alonzo still, before anybody was real special, before they had any championships. I remember when they had Ronnie Cycli. Man.
Jeez. Can't believe you bring that name up.
Man, Ronnie Cycli, hey, he ball out.
Eddie Jones played for the Heat, didn't he?
Eddie Jones?
Yeah.
After he played from Lakers?
Yeah, I think so.
I know he went to Charlotte, but I don't. No. I think you are right. I think Eddie Jones did play for the Heat for a while.
Oh, I remember Glenn Rice.
Glenn Rice, yep. Played for Charlotte and for the Heat, yep.
Yeah, Glenn Rice was nice. Yeah, old Glenny.
And then, that Heat game last night, Spoelstra put on a masterclass of coaching. Every player stepped up, showed up, balled out.
I got to give props to Spoelstra. I mean, that shit doesn't happen every day. That dude literally started in the film room. Like, he literally started in the film room and worked himself up.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy shit. And then he's still doing it, even with it was almost like an argument when he became head coach. Like, is Spoelstra really leading him, or is LeBron that good? And once they won the championship, LeBron rolled out a couple years later. After they won two, actually, he rolled out, and then they won two, right?
Yeah, no, just two.
Okay.
Should have won 4, but only 2 because it's LeBron.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Yeah. Which, look, I think sometimes when we're watching sports and we're watching college games and NBA, we almost forget how young these kids are. And we basically were watching them like they're supposed to be grown men. Like, you literally watch them like, why are you not making that shot? And you forget that these, just like Rasheed Rice for the Chiefs, literally, he's 23 years old. He's got a bunch of money, just won the Super Bowl, went home to Dallas, where he's from, hanging out with his fucking friends, and he made a poor choice. But we're over here judging him and shit, and we were doing dumb shit like that when we were his age too.
Yeah, but I wasn't getting caught. Shit.
The difference is you're not going to show up on the ESPN for it.
Nah, hell no. First off, now, to his credit, I had not made as much money as Rasheed Rice at 23 when I was 23 years old. I was balling, but I wasn't balling like Rasheed Rice ball. I didn't have Lambos and Corvettes. I couldn't afford to wreck the motherfuckers, even if I did. But I would drink, I would drive, I would do all kinds of shit. And I'm not saying I didn't, but at the same time, whether I was just fortunate or whether or not the timing of my stupidity was just perfect, had something happened, I wouldn't have walked away from it.
Right.
And that's where I think the biggest conflict is with the whole thing. Yeah, you were doing something stupid with the street racing and the cars. Nobody got hurt. Seriously, that's great. But walking away from it, that's what bothers me more than anything else.
Well, you got to think the 23-year-old that just won a championship is going to be showing up at ESPN. Probably seen this shit on the ESPN before and was scared and he ran. Just like a lot of us do. We do dumb shit. And
if I got 2 carloads of my homies with me, I ain't running nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not running anywhere anyway. But if I got 2 carloads of my homies with me, I'm going to make sure that everybody who's just involved is going to be all right. I already know with technology and cameras all over the place in Dallas, especially, everybody sees this shit. You're not getting away from it. You're not going to run and hide from it. You're going to have to answer to it eventually. But if you would have done the right thing then and there, started checking on people, make sure they're okay, it would have totally changed the dynamic of this conversation. And we'd be looking at him as more of a hero instead of a guy that fucked up. He could have been a guy that fucked up, but a guy that fucked up realized it and then wanted to do everything he could in his power to try to make the situation right. As opposed to just walking away and getting as far away as fast as he can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he didn't shy away from it. He came back and he said, and he took full responsibility
after the fact. But
it's fine. But he's in that moment. The first thing when you run into something like that, you want to run, no matter what. That's your. A lot of times that's going to be your natural instinct, especially when you caused it. When you're a part of it, you're going to be like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. I got caught," and you want to run. And like you said, again with him, his homies are probably telling him, "Let's get the hell out of here." You have to think. They're probably thinking, "Let's get the fuck out of here." And he listens to them because those are his friends. Instead of, well, first of all, if you're going to be his friend of a high profile athlete like that, you should already know your role. There's going to be a fall guy, because if you want to live this life, if you want to live that life that he does, there's going to be some chance or some issues that are going to arise that you're going to have to take that hit. That's what you should be doing.
You know, surrounding yourself with people that have your best interest at heart and aren't going to allow you to be in a situation that could potentially put you or others at risk is generally, and I'm not saying everything is on Rasheed Rice and that it's all his fault, but ultimately, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's on him. Now, It is good and big of him to take responsibility for it all and not try to deflect any blame. It's just a matter of timing and how things went and just the look of it, I'll say. And it has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with wealth. It has nothing to do with status. It doesn't matter. When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, what he did, he admitted to it. He apologized. He's going to make it right with the people. Nobody was seriously hurt, which is ultimately all that matters, because cars they can be replaced and repaired. So the people, not as easy. But I got down here, D'Angelo said that Vince Carter is a better athlete than both of them, and I think that he's referring to Bron and MJ. Now, Vince, hell of an athlete, underrated, underappreciated, but to say that he's a better athlete than I don't know. I don't know that I can say that, D'Angelo. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Now, Vince Carter's a hell of a fucking player, hell of an athlete.
I totally agree with you that Vince Carter is the best in-game dunker of all time. I would say that over and over and over. Once you jump over a 7-foot motherfucker, you're in a whole different twilight. Like, I'm not even ready for that. I can't watch that without getting fucking excited after that shit.
Right.
To know that a man didn't know that he could do it and did it and didn't realize he did it until he watched the camera after the game and it finally hit him. Like, that's some unworldly, ungodly athletic talent, without question. And by the way, the guy who jumped over him, his career was over. Like, he disappeared.
Yeah,
I forgot what team he played for, but
it was during the Olympics. It was the Olympics. Yeah, he jumped over him. I forgot what country it was.
There's a story about him, but his life went to shit right after that shit.
Yeah, shit just
saw him play defense and end up on a poster that's plastered all over high school kids' lockers from years to come, because that's.
Like your last memory of playing basketball was the smell of Vince Carter's balls. That's it. His balls just rubbing the top of your head.
That's terrible, man.
Awful. That's an awful way to go out. I'd be so angry.
Man, Vince Carter, like, I remember Vince Carter was Not only was he a great athlete, but Nike thought the world of him. Because you remember those Nike Shocks that came out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro.
I
I
was
had
gonna say.
pairs of those things just because of Vince Carter.
Yeah, Vince Carter was fun. He never, Vince Carter was never in the news about beating his wife. He was never in the news about racing his Ferrari and getting in accidents.
Right?
Vince Carter played basketball, and he was just, appeared to be a really nice guy, from what I could tell. And he stayed out of trouble, for the majority of his life. From
I think he's
I've been following him.
He's TJ
McGrady's.
It was McGrady's cousin, which is even funnier.
Same with TJ. I mean, Tracy McGrady, one of the greatest athletes I've seen. No different than his cousin.
Tracy was a problem. There's only two people that Kobe said he hated to go against, and he was one of them. Who was the other one?
Who was the other one?
Who did Kobe hate going against?
Besides Michael?
No, besides T-Mac.
He hated T-Mac because he was tall and played better than him. Iverson. He hated Iverson. Jordan.
He said, we're all lucky that Allen Iverson's not 6'6".
I remember when he did say that.
Yeah, we're lucky.
But after that 2000 series and after they won, he still had respect for Iverson. But after that, he knew that he got him. Great series, by the way, back in the day. And then update on the score. It looks like it's still in the first half. 2 minutes to go. 6-point difference in favor of the Lakers, 43-49. Denver with the ball. Murray's got it. Takes a shot. Goes in. 45-49. Lakers going back down court now.
You ever thought about being a play-by-play announcer?
I do it every time I go on live. Because I'm watching whatever's on the television, I keep the volume down and that way I can watch it and see. And then over here I got the computer, so I'm looking up stats and various other things. That way I can be as concise and precise and try to fact check at the same time. And that way, and I know you got a computer out there too, so what you're doing is helpful as well because we're able to bounce off each other and it's the same thing. That is correct. And we haven't even really touched on the NFL just because we're still talking about NBA. And now we got, why are you angry with LeBron? Look how angry LeBron is. I think he's yelling at me. I see why he's angry. Because he fouled Aaron Gordon.
That wasn't a foul on LeBron. It was on D'Lo. It should have been.
Man. Austin Reeves with the steal, passes to LeBron, KCP the way, and LeBron gets blocked like he did back in the day against the Warriors. Oh shit! Deja vu, LeBron.
That hit the backboard, definitely.
Man, he got blocked like a motherfucker right there.
The ball hit the backboard already, man. What are you talking
about? Who's got the ball now? Who got the ball? Nuggets got the ball. Jamal Murray dribbling down court, pass it over to Aaron Gordon. Gordon looking, pass it over to Joker.
Can we talk about Michael Porter Jr.'s fucking?
You want to talk about Michael Porter Jr.?
Last week? Holy shit.
Let's talk about MPJ. In case anybody doesn't know, fill us up. Fill us at the speed. Let us know what's going on with MPJ.
So, if you don't know who we're talking about Michael Porter Jr. plays for the Nuggets. Man, difficult week for the family. His brother, who Jonte Porter, was playing for Toronto Raptors, was betting games, including on himself. Not only is he betting on the games, he's also betting to underperform. Think about that. Underperform. And so for you to actually miss on purpose so somebody else get paid, and then there's a red flag. I think it was one of the gambling sites was saying it was abnormal betting for somebody to underperform. That was the red flag that first got him. It's because he was only averaging like 4.9 points a game or some shit. They said he was
Right.
going to underperform.
He played 12, 13, or what was it? About 14 minutes a game average.
Yeah, about. And he just, I don't know why he would bet, because he only grossed $24,000. You know, he bet like 75 or some shit, or on a couple different games, and then he only grossed, like you said, 24,000. But even more fucked up, his contract for way more than that.
I was gonna say, doesn't he make more money than that on the NBA contract he's on with the Raptors?
You make more in a week than you do on that bet.
Like, you make more in a game than you do in your whole betting career. Like, you're not a good bettor. Like, I'm not a good fisherman. You're not a good bettor. You shouldn't do it.
Stupid.
This motherfucker continue to do it and try to. What makes no sense to me is the fact that you make more than what you're trying to win here. It's kind of like trying to sell dope when you got a multi-million-dollar contract. It just don't make any sense.
All right, so he's the commissioner already came out and said that he's banned for life. Do you agree with that? Do you think that he should be banned for a year, or 5 years or whatever, or you think he should be not? You know what? You can't do anything with our association whatsoever.
I think that since he did things to try to alter the outcome and manipulate games, then yes, he should absolutely be banned. Now, if he did not do anything that directly affected the way a game, if he didn't do anything that directly affected the outcome of a game, I don't care any more than Pete Rose betting and gambling on baseball. But if he was doing things, whether or not staying out of the game on purpose or playing poorly and missing shots on purpose or whatever the case may be, then yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, he did.
I don't need him in the NBA. And that's my understanding. That's what happened.
He pretended like he was hurt, and then he started missing shots on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy to me to even fathom that anybody would ever do that. That's on purpose.
No, that's just stupid.
I just couldn't see it. I don't know why. I don't know. But also, you talk about his other brother, Coben. So, he's getting 6 years in jail for killing a girl when he was driving drunk in Denver. Probably out there visiting Michael is what I'm guessing. But that's a rough week for the family. Like, real rough week. Hopefully his other brother probably could go across seas and still somewhere and be fine. But going to jail for 6 years and finding out your brother's getting kicked out of the NBA all in the same week, and then you have to go play basketball versus LeBron right after this shit. That's a rough week for anybody. I'll tell you that. I've had some bad weeks, but shit.
Best part of his week sounds like playing against the Lakers and LeBron.
Oh,
sounds like the easiest part of his week.
Oh, because LeBron's 39 years old?
No. They got him all locked up.
Oh, God. Y'all killing me. You're killing me with this.
Oh, shit. Hey, listen. You shouldn't be putting yourself in that situation. And this is coming from me. When I drank good. I drank the best. I was the best drinking motherfucker on the planet. I never killed nobody driving and drinking. But clearly, this motherfucker didn't take any lessons from me. Wasn't rolling with the Russians. Should have hung out with some Russian cats. Wouldn't have had that problem.
Hanging out with Russian cats? That sounds dangerous.
It is dangerous. You know how that is. Speaking of which, the other night at the Nuggets game, the Jokic brothers, somebody mouthed off to one of them fools, and this dude, I don't know
I heard
which
about
Jokic's
that.
brother it is. He fucking whacked the shit out of this dude, and dude just walked.
I heard about that shit.
Yeah, he didn't want nothing to do with Jokic's brother.
Didn't they put a warrant out?
They needed to talk with him a little bit, but you know,
I'm pretty sure it was more than that.
at that time, no charges had been filed. But you know, no, I'm shit. I've been like, man, I just got hit by Jokic's brother. I'm like, damn. Like, I wonder if I can go meet Jokic. Like, your brother just broke my jaw, bro. Can I get an autograph? I got a nice jersey. I know that shit happened. And then earlier tonight, the other games that were on this evening, Miami not only beat the Cavaliers, but they beat the shit out of the Cavaliers.
Oh, they beat the brakes out of them.
They knocked them. That they hope they got a rental car, something else to roll in because
how you gonna get beat by 40 points?
And then the other two games that they had in Cleveland were relatively close. They weren't blowouts by any means. They could have gone either way, but I mentioned it the other night on the show. People don't sleep on Miami or the Magic or Miami. They can come out and surprise you, and they did tonight. Spider-Man Mitchell and the rest of the team, I don't know where they were.
Firepower over there. I honestly didn't think what's his name? Bancho was gonna be. I think Bancho was gonna come out there and start balling out like he did after 1 year over at Duke.
Man, he's underrated, man. He's got that killer instinct. You can tell. He wants the ball. He's not afraid to take the shot. He's not afraid to get physical. Not a punk. Plus, Orlando got cold-ass white boys from Eastern Europe. They don't fuck around. Ingles, Wagner and Wagner.
I remember watching that dude. He's all right. He used to play for
Utah. Oh, you're talking about yeah.
College.
And the other one played for Utah.
Yep.
But now they're both playing together. Yeah, there's Franz right there. Yeah, they both look good. And on the other side, you got Isaiah and Evan Mobley, also two brothers. I wonder how often that's happened matchup-wise. Two sets of brothers facing each other in the playoffs. Probably doesn't happen very often.
No, it probably very, very rarely. I mean, that's probably, I don't know. You'd have to look that up.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
very rare. I'd be like the same as like Kelsey and his brother playing in the Super Bowl. Like shit never happens.
Yeah, very rarely. You just don't see it. Don't see it. Don't ever see
it. I'll tell you the craziest shit. What's his name? May. I forgot his name. The quarterback, the May family from North Carolina.
Drake May.
Drake May.
Did he get drafted? Somebody actually drafted him.
He went top 5. He went number 3.
What?
Yeah.
Ah, man. We'll get into NFL here in just a minute. Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. I'm shaking my head.
Crazy. It's crazy how his family tree is absurd. I don't know if you look at it.
I have not. Does he have a nice, clean, white lineage? I want to know how pure this son of a bitch is.
Do you remember Luke May?
Yeah.
That played on the UNC's basketball team when they won it? And he hit the game-winning shot?
I remember the name. Hold on.
Luke May.
Yeah. Okay.
Luke May. His dad, Drake May's dad played, was a starter at UNC, I think back in the 70s.
At USC?
No, at UNC.
Oh, at UNC, all right.
Yeah. His mom, his brother, he's got three brothers. 2 of them won national championships in at least one sport, which is crazy. They have one. Luke May won one What year was that? 12? No. I can't remember when he won it. I think it was the game that, no, it wasn't the game we played at Illinois. It might have been. Might have been 2006. But anyways, I can't remember. But they got 2 national championships. And the other brother has one. He played for Florida. He's on the baseball team. His other brother played, I think, UNC baseball team. All 4 of them played collegiate baseball or some sport. His brother, I think, which is crazy, his brother just got drafted in the first round. So I don't know where he's getting the athletic shit from, but that's a very athletic family. And this one, the last one, he's what, 6'4", 220?
Yeah, he's not
a big
little.
guy. He's a big guy. They're all big as shit, but
I like UNC. I like their program, whether it be basketball or football, which is 2 main ones I look at. But here's the thing about UNC quarterbacks. The last UNC quarterback, they got drafted in the top 5.
Trubisky?
Yep. Number 2, 2017 NFL draft. Where is he now? Back in Buffalo like a buster? Is that right? After he couldn't make it in Pittsburgh as a backup to a backup? God. If Kenny Pickett makes you look good as a quarterback, all right. Kenny.
So, funny story.
That's a Drake, man.
So I ran into Nick Wright last week.
Did you?
Last 2 weeks. Yeah, he was in town. He was getting his wedding renewed. Wedding vows renewed. Anyways, he was getting all shit faced.
Yeah,
I ran into him.
And the Chiefs about to pick. They did trade up to 28. You know who they're getting then? It's going to be a Texas wide receiver. Guaranteed.
Come on, baby.
I know it's going to be a Texas wide receiver because Patrick Mahomes likes Texas wide receivers. They'd like to do.
They did move up. Let's go.
Yeah, they moved up to 28 from 32 to 28. They switched spots with the Bills of all teams.
What?
Yeah.
The Bills are playing nice? No.
Yeah, they switched spots with the Bills.
Oh, look at that championship round in there. Nice feeling in there.
And then, I was so Nick Wright.
Yeah, so I was down there. I was hanging out with him and a couple of his college buddies, and he was telling me about the story about Kenny Pickett.
What's the Kenny Pickett story?
It's just really stupid, but I guess Kenny Pickett does not like Nick Wright because I guess Nick Wright talks a lot of shit on Kenny Pickett, and we would have this discussion, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I remember getting a text from Kenny Pickett. Hold on, we'll see what they get. What's going on? Oh, that's dope. I guess Kenny Pickett basically told texted his college buddy, told him to say, "Nick Wright, go fuck yourself," and showed me the text. Like, had Kenny Pickett in his phone. Come on, man. Come on with the pick.
It's going to be that kid that broke the 40 time. Play for Texas. Either that or who'd they get? They get him or they get Keon Coleman? Or they get that.
That baby got his ass. Xavier Worthy, baby.
They got Worthy?
Yeah, that dude's fast.
Out of Texas. What I tell you? What did I?
He's been on the
That's why this is Raw Sports. We got clairvoyant psychics on the show. We know what's going to happen.
He's been on mock draft top board for the last 2 weeks.
Man, he was on my fucking mind for the last 2 minutes. I told you they're going to get that kid from Texas. Xavier Worthy. There we go. Yeah, Kansas City about to win another 3-4 Super Bowls in a row. I don't want to get too ahead of the draft. I want
5'11", 165 though.
Got that. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Look at the 40 time though. A 40 time, baby.
4-2?
4-2-1.
Yeah, 4-2-140. And that's like a meth head running from the police and jumping on rooftops like it's the Matrix. That's the kind of shit that he's on. That's what I need. That's what the Chiefs need. Kansas City, Super Bowl, at least 5 more, maybe 6. I want to go low. I don't want to.
If he gets running, they might have him.
Oh shit! Shaq and Kenny trying to run it again. Who got it this time? Come on, Shaq, get it. Damn, Shaq, it's close. But what other games we still got talking about? We got what's going on here. We got side.
You know, he's gonna have to play a lot because obviously Rasheed's gonna be spending for at least I would say 4 to 6 games.
I'd cut him.
Cut who?
I'd cut Rasheed Rice. I'd be like, hey, Rasheed, nice to see you. Out.
Okay. You the one talking about smoking crack, right?
I'm not smoking crack, man. You know I'm not smoking crack.
Cut him for an accident.
Cut him for not being responsible for your action. Kareem Hunt got cut because he's a lying woman beater.
Kareem Hunt got cut. Kareem got
beating up a woman at a hotel.
Kareem Hunt got cut because all the shit that happened in the past with the Chiefs organization already the last 2 years before that. So
it's not so much the Chiefs organization; it's the NFL in general because they know the background of all these kids. They know what they've done. Like they didn't know Aaron Hernandez was a thug. Everybody knew this.
It was stupid.
They all know, but they also know that that's what's going to keep these seats full, and that's what's going to keep people watching. That's why we're going to keep seeing this shit.
You could have put him on the non-exempt list and left him on the roster until the rest of the shit plays out. Instead, we release him.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Why?
I mean, we know it was stupid.
I don't think it was stupid. We got 3 Super Bowls after we released him. I don't think it's stupid.
Yeah, but he didn't. All right, so he basically didn't change. He did change the outcome. You have to understand. How many times have we had a player do some dumb shit, some dumb illegal shit, and then change the way how we have to draft?
Well, what year was that when Javon Belcher decided to kill his girlfriend, then call up coach and the GM before he killed himself in the fucking parking lot? And then we got a game the next day. You know, this stupid shit happens. It's real shit. I get it. But at the same time, the NFL needs to do a better job of taking care of their players, and that includes their families. They don't have to be babysitters, but they got to do a better job of vetting people. If you know somebody's got issues and they need help, then you need to address it.
Right.
You can't just let it go on and ignore it as though it's not happening, kind of like LeBron and his steroid use that nobody likes to talk about. But at Raw Sports Radio, we're not
ever said anything about you. These are professional athletes, all right? They have some of the most sophisticated testings out there. And for you to say that LeBron has been doing steroids for 20 fucking years, if any,
you know what? You got me. You got me. I apologize. I'm a J. Cole right now. I'm sorry. Performance enhancing drugs, not steroids. My bad. LeBron's performance enhancing steroids, they probably don't really work on the basketball court because it doesn't reflect in his game. Maybe they work when he like plays Scrabble or something, like he makes new words up and shit. I don't know.
He makes Scrabble.
Yeah, he might be the fucking best Scrabble player in the world, making some fucking new words up that nobody's even heard of. I don't know. I never played Scrabble with him. I bet you I fuck him up though. Speaking of fucking up, looks like Denver got it down to 4 points, 55-51, 11:22 left in the third. Denver ball, Michael Porter Jr. lays it up and gets fouled. Ah, that's gotta hurt. Really good Kuchimura picking up another one. Like I said, I don't think that, excuse me, tonight's games, with the exception of the one that is currently going on, and yesterday's games are, I think we've discussed them. The only other game I'd like to touch on that really surprised me, I don't know if it surprised you, it was the Clippers game and the Mavericks. I saw Luka play some defense and do whatever it took to win that game. Did you have a chance to watch it?
I caught the end of that game, but it was in LA, wasn't it?
It was in LA, yeah.
It was in LA. I mean that combo is just crazy.
Kyrie and Luka.
Kyrie and Luka. That's just the only bad thing is they're both primary ball handlers. You know what I'm saying? They have to have the ball,
type people. Man. Oh, look at that. I like that. I fire. Yeah, they played ball. They defense last night was, man, it was amazing.
Let's be real.
Not last night, but I'm sorry, Tuesday night.
There's a couple times, like, all right, so growing up in the 90s, you watch your favorite players, you think they're the best ever, and you're adamant that nobody's ever gonna beat them or be better than them. And then you run into people like Kyrie. And you look at his playing style. Kyrie, I'm comparing him to Allen Iverson. He got better handles than Allen Iverson, which is crazy even for me to even say. But it's true. And he can finish. His finishing is crazy. And I give it, he's about, I guess they would say, I think Kyrie's a little bit bigger. Not by much, but.
Not by much, no.
It's hard for me to actually, like, it was like the first time I had to sit there and say that, I hate to say this too. Derrick Rose, John Morant's better than Derrick Rose.
You say John Morant?
John Morant's better than Derrick Rose.
John Morant?
John Morant.
9mm heater Morant is better than Derrick. You're smoking some kind of crazy meth. You're on. Hey, leave that shit. Whatever you leave that shit alone. Is it on your necklace? You smoking it? Doing that?
Derrick Rose won the MVP his rookie year. Rookie of the year.
Yes. The only one to ever do it.
Huh?
The only one to ever win MVP, or he won MVP his rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the only rookie to ever win MVP.
Yeah.
His rookie year.
Now,
what did John Morant do?
Huh?
What did John Morant do? How good did the Grizzlies do this year, even when John Morant was playing? I mean, not playing with guns, but like playing basketball.
See what you did there.
You like that?
You got to think, the Grizzlies don't have a lot around him already. Plus, it's going to take him, even when he came back from all that bullshit, it's going to take him weeks to get in the game time ready, for one, and two, try to mesh with some of the players that are already been playing, and they're used to a certain way already. They've been playing for months without him. They've been playing a certain way, so when you add him in, you can only go up or you go down.
What do you think about his antics? Because John Morant didn't grow up like any kind of thug lifestyle, deep in the hood, having to fucking struggle and shit. He grew up very suburbanish, very sheltered. So I don't know why this
A lot of kids.
nation wanted to, throw up C's and everything else at games and play with guns and the dumb shit that he's doing. And, that's fine if he was just John Morant, the dumb shit, if he was like fucking, he stocked shelves at the fucking grocery store at nights. Nobody ever saw him. But people look up to him. Kids, he's a role model of sorts to the young generation. So when he does things like this, it doesn't make him look any better. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily send the type of message that I like to see being delivered by any athlete or person of stature. But that's me.
You're 100% right. But athletes aren't role models. They're athletes.
The role models, if somebody makes them a role model. Yeah. Like if somebody looks up to Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and that's their role model, you're not going to convince them otherwise because that's who they look up to. You know what I'm saying? So people that watch John Morant, they're the same type of way. So when they see him do things that cost him playing time, that cost the fans being able to watch him on the court, which costs his team the chance to advance and maybe win a championship, do you think that he's finally realized that, hey, maybe I need to slow my roll and just concentrate on being me and playing ball?
After the first couple of times that he did, I was thinking, he's young, he's stupid. He's watching TikTok and IG, these people are doing dumb shit. But after the last one, I'm like, damn it, guys. What are you doing? They gave you 2 freebies, bro. They gave you 2 freebies. And then you turn around and you go live on Instagram, packing heat. Like an idiot. Bro, they give you 2 get out of jail free cards. And obviously, the punishment had to be severe enough for him to not do that dumb shit. First of all, he should have got rid of his homeboys in that video.
Nothing there, and there you go. And it's always with the homeboys and shit. Just like with Rasheed Rice, you got your fucking homeboys around. Well, your homeboys aren't looking out for you, though. That's the problem. Your homeboys don't give a fuck. And it's obvious because if they're letting you fucking do this stupid ass shit and record it and then put it out there for everybody to see and know your business, number one, you don't need to be playing with real guns. Number two, you don't need to make excuses and then walk it back, talk about you're playing with water guns and shit. Because now you look like a little kid. Fucking short bus.
He just, like I said, these are young kids. And I emphasize that. But you also got to think about we didn't grow up with social media.
No.
Like all my dumb shit is off the record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's no videos of me lighting people's hairs on fire or, doing beer bongs through a moonroof. Like no shit. There's none of that shit. That shit happened. But I don't think I could grow up in a time period where I could fall back in my chair in class and bump my head or some shit, and everybody in the school knows in 2 minutes. That's a different, that's a different kind of world, and that's kind of what's happening with some of these players. They're jumping on Instagram, they're jumping on not TikTok because TikTok is whack, but they're jumping on these and going live and doing dumb shit because these people want to see how these people live. And they do the same thing. They watch other followers, they follow other people, other influencers, and they want to do the same shit. I mean, it's been a long time that like rap and football and basketball are intertwined. Because you got athletes that want to be rappers and rappers don't want to be athletes.
Shaquille O'Neal, Damian Lillard. I mean, there's couple examples.
Yeah, and that's just part. I mean, that's just how it's always been. But you got to keep in mind that I don't think a lot of people realize that everybody can see them. Like everybody, yeah, they want certain people to see them, but they're forgetting that these people, even the people that you don't want them to see, are going to see it because these people are going to record it or share it, and it's going to get back to the people that you don't want them to see. They're going to see it anyways. But we got to get to a point where we're worshiping influencers. We're worshiping players that we shouldn't be. Just because they're good at a sport, you just think you're a good person no matter what. Just immediately, you're a good player. You're a good person, without actually knowing the person at all. Is there anybody, any athlete that you met that you thought was the dopest person ever, and then come out to find out that dude's a fucking dickhead?
Yes and no, but not in the way that you're thinking.
All
right, here's the story. I was living in Orlando, and I was in middle school still, and I went to Rock Lake Middle School. And that year was the first or second year that the NBA had their NBA jam for school. NBA Stay in School Jam. And it was at the Orlando Arena, and the All-Star game was at the Orlando Arena. Back then, they still had Legends games. I don't know if you remember those. Yep. Legends play before the All-Star game. So what you had to do was you had to have perfect attendance, and you had to have perfect grade point average to be able to go to a special event hosted by the NBA in order to promote people to stay in school. And I was one of the kids that got to go to that event. And that thing is still on. It's still on YouTube, and I'm on there for like 2 seconds, so it's not a big deal. But when I was there, you got all the mascots that were there. There was Maya Bialik. She I forgot what show she's on now, but she was on I don't even remember. She was dope back then, and there were some cats back then from the 90s that were popular, etc. And then, of course, basketball players. And I got to meet for just a few moments from about 10 feet away, Michael Jordan.
Nice.
Yeah, it was super awesome. It's not like we hung out, we talked or anything like that, but I got to see him, and he was real. And, kind of like everybody says, you see him, it looks like he's levitating. I was, 13 years old in middle school, whatever. Like, yeah, that's Michael Jordan. That's dope as hell. I'll never forget this. But yeah, so, but to your point, yeah, I met somebody like that. I've met a couple other individuals, but nothing like that. But people always say that Michael Jordan's an asshole, but I'm like, he's a businessman. You might think he's an asshole, but
I met George Brett. He's an asshole.
He is an asshole. I made sandwiches for him and Mr. Goodsense, him and his son.
George,
real asshole, man. Couldn't believe it.
He's a straight up, I used to know his daughter. I used to have a friend that used to date his daughter, and they just tell me stories and shit. I'm like, God damn, this asshole actually really, there's assholes like this out here?
Oh, yeah, he's an asshole for real. He'll let you know.
He's straight up an asshole. He will literally say he's an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard stories of him, like, having kids come up to him and ask for an autograph, and
you're like, nope,
away or yell at him or whatever. And then a girl, a fucking hot ass chick will come up to him, and he changes his tone 5 minutes later. Yeah, I seen a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I made a lot of sandwiches for him and his family, and I asked for an autograph one time, and he said no. Then he came back and he gave me a card and he autographed it for me. He said, "I'm sorry." And he gave it to me. I should have got it.
He probably said sorry because whoever he's with probably said, "Hey, you probably shouldn't be a dickhead."
Well, he was with his wife and he was with a couple of his kids, and I don't know. I've always been nice to him and his whole family. It's not like I, made him a bad sandwich or some shit, He came back and it was cool, but he was an asshole. But he came back and he gave me the card. And I still got the
That's
card.
dope.
Yeah, it was cool of him.
Have you hung out with any like celebrities or anything?
Not really. Not really. I've been around some, but to actually spend time and hang out with them, like maybe Tech Nine, if you want to Tech Nine, I've hung out with Tech before.
I smoked weed Tech Nine when I was 16 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you hang out with Tech Nine a whole lot more than I hang out with Tech Nine.
Well, I grew up with one of the artists on his on Strange.
Oh, see?
Joey Cool. I feel bad. Joey, I used to cross the shit out of Joey all the time. Joey, Tevin, I used to do work on him. Shit, I kicked it with me and BJ kicked it with Neil Smith one night. That was
really?
Yeah, we saw Neil at Power and Light, and I got a picture from it, which is hilarious. But I think he was like 50 years old, and he was about to have, I think, his 8th or 9th kid or some shit. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit too.
He just telling me,
like Tyreek.
He was telling me like I'm about to pop another kid out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're old as fuck. Like, how are you about to do that? And BJ's ass,
B-double-E, Wally, what's up?
BJ,
yeah, I said Super Dave with that video with that red and yellow. I said red and yellow.
Oh yeah. But he was straight up. He asked Neil Smith like, "Hey, which city had the best hoes in?" I was like, "What?"
And listen,
he looked up at him like, "What? Who had the best hoes?" He went. Neil Smith went. Well, he started going like that shit, and he was like, Dallas had some baddies, Miami had some baddies, and just like literally, just like I almost forgot I was talking to Neil Smith. That's how like how the conversation was going.
He was a nice guy.
He's a cool guy. But
he had his restaurant down off in Overland Park, 119th Street, called Copeland's, Louisiana style Creole type food.
Yeah.
Me and the wife used to go down here or go down there, and he'd be at the restaurant, and just a regular guy, always there, always pleasant.
Yeah.
But I never really counted that. I guess Derek Thomas, met Derek a few times.
That's right.
Got a few there. Derek was real cool.
I hang out with his son all the time. Actually, he was a couple blocks away from me.
Really?
There. Yeah, I'm trying to. So I tried on Derek Thomas's actual jacket.
Really?
Yeah. I talked to him and I was like, bro, just please, like, just give me 3 seconds. Like, I just want to say I worked there. Because you walk in his house, you got, like, trophies and pictures of him all over the house and shit. I'm like, man, I'm going to throw this jacket on real quick. Okay.
Man, I bet you that felt special.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope. I mean, I really, his name's Darian.
Yeah.
But he's been hooking me up. He's hooked me up a couple times with tickets. And that's just dope as hell that he can just do what he does at Arrowhead. Just because of the family he is and shit like that.
Is that the same son that tried out for the Chiefs at running back? Or is that another one of his sons?
He put it in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been
all right. Yep. So they gave a shot at an open workout.
Yeah.
They almost signed him, yeah. Or they kept him on the practice squad, I believe, for a while. And this was, it's been 10 plus years. But a real quick update on the game, 73-67, Denver.
What the hell?
What the hell? Darvin Ham saying what the hell too. He's like, man, if I lose this game, I probably won't have a job.
No.
You're probably right.
No. I did hang out with Tyreek one night.
Yeah? How was it? He didn't get you drinking, did he?
Huh?
He didn't get you pregnant, did he?
So, funny story. So this is actually happening when all that shit with this kid was happening.
Yeah, when he got accused of, disciplining him or whatever the fuck happened.
Right. So he had been out in weeks, right? And I had just got home, and my homeboy hits me up. He's like, "Hey, come get in the car with me. We're going to Mosaic." I'm like, "What?" I'm already tired, though. He's like, "Dude, just throw some other shit on." I already had sweats on. I'm like, man. See, I'm already outside. I'm like, fuck. All right. I get in the car, we go up to Mosaic, and showing, he's like, "Yeah, that's her table up there." And he starts introducing people. And at our booth, he's like, "Yo, this is so, and this is Tyreek." I'm looking at him like, but Tyreek had a hoodie on in the club, and he's just like, he was a real nice guy. Actually cool as fuck. Dapped him up, started talking to him, whoop. Had a bunch of girls around him. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that he's got all these kids. And so Tyreek, I remember him. This is literally, so this is Saturday. This is Saturday right before that news, the rest of the news shit comes out. So you remember they play part of the video or part of the audio recording, right?
Yeah.
And then that news station got kicked off. They got kicked out. The Chiefs got rid of them because they lied. They only played half.
Yeah, they didn't have the whole context of it all. They
didn't have the whole context. So they cut a lot of the shit out. And when that shit was happening, I was like, "Hey man, don't worry about that." I was telling him, don't worry about that shit, man. You're gonna bounce back. And Tyreek had the biggest grin on his face. He says, "God is good." That's all he said.
Oh man!
Walked out with 3 girls, and walked out with 3 girls, and then 2 days later, the rest of that audio came out, and it hit me as soon as I heard the shit. I'm like, "Oh, this is what he was talking about." But did you listen to the rest of the audio?
Yeah, I heard it all.
Bro.
That's how the media wants to spin things. That's what they do. They get a hold of the whole thing, but they're only going to pay a little piece of it to fit their narrative, make somebody else look bad. And then everything else comes out, kind of like a million other situations. Even with the Rashee Rice, people were like, it's all allegations. And we see the
this
shit.
This shit is that's different though. What happened to Tyreek is different because they were talking about the shit that happened in college. And he didn't even know that she was recording, so there's no reason for him to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a whole different ball game. If you got a camera in your face, you're gonna twist the words. But he got nothing to lie about if he doesn't know he's being recorded.
Yeah, but she was in there playing the long game because she knew.
She was.
Yeah.
I remember Tyreek said, You're lying about the shit right now, like you're lying about the shit that happened in Oklahoma."
See? Hey.
And she didn't rebuttal. She didn't say yes or no. She didn't, because she knew. Because you have to think, Tyreek got kicked off at Oklahoma State, right? Reese didn't get kicked off.
But he wasn't tripping.
Huh?
He wasn't tripping.
He's a black man in Oklahoma trying to beat a assault charge. Of course he's going to say, "I'm guilty." Because that's the only thing you can do. If he tried to take that shit to trial, he would have never made it to the NFL. Think about it. Because he played 1 year at community college, and then got drafted and went, 4th round, 5th round? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows now that he was the number one. He was number one round, easy.
Number one talent, absolutely.
He had. They didn't say. They said he had world class speed. That's not said with a lot of people. World class speed is completely different than game speed. This is world. He was.
You're talking Usain Bolt track speed
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah, like how many times they do the comparisons? Like this is where Ty will be with
Yeah, they
Bulls.
have like all the guys lined up.
And I'm looking at that shit like, dog, and he got path on. Like,
Did you see the one they did with Xavier Worthy on it?
I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, they got one with Xavier Worthy running the 40 with all these other cats, and
Tyreek,
everybody on it. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, if he's as fast as they say are, and he knows how to deal with speedy guys. That's one thing I do know. And knows how to use them.
Yeah, now he's got two for sure. We're not saying anything about Rashee Rice, but between Marquez Brown and Xavier Worthy, where Travis Kelce's going to be open a lot.
But you have to literally think back to when this shit happened, because in retrospect,
that Tyreek trade,
when Tyreek shit happened, no, way before that. Tyreek shouldn't have been. Tyreek, we would have signed Tyreek to a long-term contract before that shit happened. Because 2 weeks before that, they were literally talking about a long-term contract.
Yeah.
And then all that shit happened, and they stalled everything. And what happened? They proved Tyreek didn't do anything, and what he signed a 3-year, $54 million contract.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even been up for a contract. He still would have been under contract. We would have never traded him. Just like we would have never drafted McCole Hardman. We would have. DK Metcalf came out the same fucking draft. It kills me every day of my life. He was still available. He came in the second round. That's blaming. If you think about it, you can blame it on his baby mama.
Yes.
Because there's chips that happen right after. We would have never had him, just like we just did right now. We got Xavier.
Yeah,
he's going through it. Imagine
yeah.
it's a fucking domino effect. This is what's going on now.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
People don't even think about. You never even thought about it like that. I guarantee you that. But I'm literally looking at this shit. I'm like, this bitch fucked up our whole. We would have never got rid of Tyreek.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, it was the perfect time to get rid of Tyreek for him. He wanted the bag. He knew it was the only opportunity possibly that he would ever get to get that kind of life-changing generational wealth type money, and not going and taking advantage of it. I don't blame him. You got a ring, you got records, now you got wealth.
Right.
But you got it in Kansas City. Eventually, you would have been too expensive for them to keep you. I mean, that's just facts.
What, Tyreek?
Yeah.
No. He would have been paid. He wouldn't have been complaining about money. I mean, they gave him a long-term contract instead of a 3-year deal.
But the amount of money that he got paid for Miami, the Chiefs couldn't touch that. They wouldn't touch that and be able to still retain the people they have now and add talent around Patrick Mahomes to keep the team good as a whole. Which brings us to this. Let's go into this right now. While the game is still going on and it's getting into the fourth quarter, let's talk about the draft. What do you think?
So that's crazy how many offensive players went first.
Let's start with the first pick in the first round. Let's start with Caleb Williams to the Bears out of USC. No big surprise?
No surprise whatsoever. But I don't like how they did Fields.
No, I don't either.
They did Fields dirty as fuck. They just dealt him like Fields. He didn't have a lot of weapons around him, and you already know the stigma for any quarterback with a Bears jersey on. You already know the situation.
Yeah.
We know history.
What franchise quarterback can you think about when you think about the Bears? Jim McMahon still comes to mind, but I know most people say Jay Cutler, or you're going to say Rex Grossman.
I can say Jay Cutler. Kyle Orton used to play for him.
Rex Grossman took him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Grossman.
And then Jim McMahon.
Trubisky. Don't you dare say Trubisky.
I'm not even mentioning Trubisky because that's too close to my own last name. And I don't want that son of a bitch associated with me in any way. He has no relation to me. He's not Russian. He's not Jewish. He's not even white. He's just pale, round guy.
I'll tell you something. The Bears are building a roster on paper. I'll tell you that.
As long as they got people that can catch the ball and he's got a line to protect them,
he's got three receivers right now.
I mean, he's got weapons on the offense without a doubt. But that line isn't. That line and the coaching staff, they need a little bit of work. But yeah, the Bears got what they wanted. And then the Commanders came with the number 2 pick, and they decided to take Jaden Daniels out of LSU. I like that pick a lot. I like Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I know he's had some injuries. I get it. Travis said he's a bust. No, Trav. No. Why, Trav? Why?
No, this looks very similar to RD3.
You think so? Why? Why? You look at the Commanders here. You had
Actually, I'll take that back.
The last few quarterbacks that you've had in Washington have either died, literally, have died, or have not looked good. And now you go and you get Jaden Daniels out of LSU. I like the LSU QBs, except for Joe Burrow. I think he can make a difference. He's got McLaurin, rather. He's got some weapons around him. And, Washington, they can make a little bit of a splash with him.
It's Washington, though.
But it's Washington without Daniel Snyder.
All right. So are they going to move?
Yeah, I think Daniels would be good. Yeah, Trav, I agree.
They're going to move him out? They're going to move to Maryland or Virginia?
Out of what?
They talked about it. They talked about moving out of DC to Virginia.
It's not wouldn't be much of a move. You got
exactly.
Maryland, DC, Virginia, all right there.
But
so
get a new stadium.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad move. It might actually be a smart move, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think that it's going to be an upgrade from Sam Howell. I think that they probably keep Sam Howell on bench, but I don't see him moving away from him anytime soon. As to whether or not they're going to be ready to put Jaden Daniels in right away, we'll have to wait and see what preseason.
I think Daniels is going to be good. Honestly,
I think he's a better day one starter than Caleb Williams. Name me the last USC quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
With that receiver core, I wouldn't say that.
Nah,
because the Bears receiver core is actually stupid right now.
Yeah, no,
they got Keenan Allen.
Yeah, they got some weapons. I mean, he's got plenty of weapons. I mean, the first three picks were all quarterbacks, which brings us to the third pick now. New England decided to move on from McCorkle, and go the route of UNC and Drake May, which,
like we were talking about earlier, that's a very athletic family.
The pedigree is there, like you said, 100%. But you think he's a day one starter? You think he's going to be that guy?
Who else is the Pats got? Unless they bring Brissett back.
No, they still got Zappy over there.
They got who?
Bailey Zappy.
Oh my God!
Oh, don't you?
I'm about to leave. You bring him up. That's shit crazy.
As a backup who can be competitive and has proven to be a game manager, an effective game manager at that, I might add.
Well, he should be an assistant manager because he can't even do that. Because
he's not the guy, but anybody who's going into New England right now has got some pretty big shoes to fill, and that goes the same for Jared Mayo as the coach. So I hope that they pick the right guy. I really
But
do.
after last year, the pack can only go up. You know what I'm saying? So there's not going to be a lot. I mean, there's going to be pressure, but that Pats team was god awful last year.
Yeah, they were painful to watch. Even though that Chiefs game had me a little worried there for a minute. I don't know. Just for a little bit. I wasn't tripping too bad. And then we got pick number 4, the Arizona Cardinals. They got the man, Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver out of Ohio State. Love the pick, love the player, love the fit. I think it's a great fit with Kyler Murray throwing to him.
He's a day one star.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's, yeah.
Day one star.
Excellent pick.
Why do you do Kyler Murray like that, man? Why you have to put him side by side? You know how small that dude is.
He's just a little guy, but size doesn't matter when it comes to things like this. He's got intangibles and natural ability that you cannot put and measure on any kind of stat sheet. I don't care who you are. That man is special, and people overlook him, maybe because Arizona is a smaller market, maybe because he's not as big of a name, but that man is as talented as any other quarterback that you hear every week by the mainstream media guys.
You're 100% right. I'll tell you what. If you ever get a chance, go listen to the story about him in high school.
Tell us the story. You brought it up, now we got to hear it.
He was absolutely insane. I don't think he lost a game in high school.
I believe you are correct. He was undefeated. And if I'm also not mistaken, he played baseball, got drafted, and declined on that part of it. But he's as good at baseball as he is throwing the football.
Well, because of his size, it's very smart. So he got drafted, right?
Yeah.
Went to Oklahoma. Was playing baseball in Oklahoma. Drafted to play baseball. But part of the deal was, all right, I'll come and play baseball for you guys, but I need 1 year of football. And he came out and balled out at Oklahoma. Once he did that, well, the first round draft picks start chattering. So they already gave him, I forgot what his deal was. It was like $24 million or something for playing baseball or something. Yeah. So he can leverage. He had leverage. It's like, look, I did my year. You haven't let me play, but these people want to pay me more. So it's either I'm going to play baseball with you guys and you give me more money, or I'm going this way. I mean, that's no brainer. Now, baseball's guaranteed money.
Right. No salary cap.
No salary cap. But you know how hard. We all know how hard it is to get to the show.
Yeah, getting called up is not easy. It does not happen as often as people think.
You could be in the minors for. Ask Bubba Sterling. How long was he in the minors?
I'll ask Pat Magnus. Shit, I'll ask your brother.
Yeah.
How long is Devon?
There's a guy this year. He's 30 years old. Just got to the show. There's a pitcher. I forgot what his name is.
And he just got called up?
He just got called up. I forgot who he plays for. I want to say the Diamondbacks, if I remember right. But he just got called up. He's 30 years old.
Wow. Congratulations to him.
Congrats. Like, it don't matter. Like, it don't matter what happened from there. You still made it. You know what I'm saying? But Kyler, like I said, Kyler was absolutely insane. Like, I watched videos on him. He's absolutely insane. The shit he was doing, and he's so goddamn nimble. He's tiny.
Yeah, he can get in the. Yeah, he's dangerous.
But the problem is he can't see over the line. But he should be able to see Marvin Harris's big ass over there.
Oh yeah, I think that's the connection he's been waiting for. He's going to definitely make the difference.
Man, you get to see old Marvin at his. You see Marvin Sir at the draft?
I did not. I did not see Marvin Sr. Day. How was he? Looking good?
He's looking like an older gentleman. You know, he's
Really?
You know, once you start lifting weights and shit, you start. You know, either you get fat or you get real skinny, and he got real fucking skinny.
Damn. Well,
Marvin was a huge guy already. His son's way bigger than him, ever was.
oh yeah.
But he was like an old man. He was like a valet driver. That's what he looked like. But
Nice and refined like Grey Poupon.
yeah, I mean he was a cool old man. But
Aged like a fine wine.
yeah, you know, it's like what's it called? A fucking Trailhawk. You switch to fucking, you know what? The LS swap, LS swap old school. You know?
Yeah. Yep. Swap out a 5.3 LS swap it. Now you got your little kit vet. Speaking of vets, we got a new offensive lineman for the Los Angeles Chargers at pick number 5. They got Joe Alt out of Notre Dame.
Look how big that dude is, bro.
Oh, he's amazing. He's probably the best offensive lineman in the draft, without a doubt.
Yeah,
watching play for Notre Dame, he was a beast. Hartman had nothing to worry about on that left side ever.
His pops actually played for the Chiefs.
Yeah, John Alt, lifetime Chief.
Yeah.
That's right. He was a big dude, but his son, I think, is even bigger than he is. I think that Justin Herbert really appreciates that.
Yeah, that's a big dope.
Let's go to number 6 right here, because I like this one here. I really liked watching Malik Neighbors play at LSU. The New York Giants were fortunate enough to get him at pick number 6. I was surprised he was there. But Malik Neighbors is now a New York Giant out of LSU. All we need now is to figure out who's going to throw the ball to him. Tommy Tito? Is it going to be Daniel Jones? Who is it going to be?
I bet the Giants got to be kicking themselves right now. Instead of paying Saquon money, they paid Daniel Jones. Good God Almighty!
They didn't call me and ask me my opinion on this one. So
it's like the Giants and Jets just keep shooting shit. They're basically shooting each other. Like who can do the worst shit to each team? Because they both do dumb shit all the time. And I don't get why they do it. But yeah, he's gonna go there. He's gonna get pissed. He's gonna just like I don't know,
everybody else.
Darius Toney that won the first round and lasted one season.
Yeah, season and a half, mid-season.
Season and a half, yeah. And he got rolled out because and then the Chiefs used him and he fucking balled out. And then I don't know what happened last year.
Yeah, but they still see something in him to keep him around. So,
well, Darius Toney, this is his last season in the league. If he, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he don't do shit this year, like, who's gonna pick him up?
Nobody.
His biggest issue right there last year was ball security and dropping passes. The fuck you have receiver in your title.
Yeah, that's kind of
your job.
The job's description there. And hold on to it.
So if you don't do that, I can't keep you around.
Nah, man, you got to go.
But this dude is gonna be a stud. I can see that definitely.
Yeah. And then we got the Titans, number 7. They decided to go with an offensive tackle out of Alabama, J.C. Latham. Yeah, good pick. I think that Will the Arm Levis is going to appreciate that big time. I think Will Levis and those guns need a little bit of protection, and they found a guy to do it right there next to Alt. He can't really go wrong with either one of these two, and they're both dynamic individuals. I think that they're going to make a huge difference in way of protection for these quarterbacks, give them that extra time they need to find that receiver, whether it be even time in the pocket to scramble or move out of it. So, nice pick. What do you think?
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for Will Levy because he'll always be known for what his girl did.
Now, you can't be mad at the gun show.
What do you mean?
I mean, yeah, you could be mad at him, but man, listen. I don't understand how people think.
Well, he didn't go in the first round, so you know how she was thinking.
Yeah, that's all I can really say. And we'll see how well this works out. This is a pick that's kind of intriguing to me. Number 8, the Falcons decided to go with veteran QB out of Washington, Michael Penix Jr., after they just signed Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Kind of intriguing, kind of interesting. Maybe a long-term contingency plan for a potential injury. I'm not sure. I like Michael Penix. I think he's one of the better QBs in this draft class, to be honest with you.
He's also he played college for 6 years. So
yeah, like I said, he's one of the senior QBs out of this class as well.
He's a little bit older.
A little bit older.
This looks eerily similar to the Washington situation.
Yeah.
It's funny because Cousins was in both of the situations.
Kirk Cousins is like the Kevin Bacon of the NFL.
Washington, when they draft, you remember when they drafted 2 quarterbacks that year?
RG3, and Kirk Cousins, yeah.
And Kirk Cousins. So they had a backup, a contingency plan for one or the others. It's arguable to say who had a better career, RG3 or Cousins, without RG3 being hurt.
Yeah.
But before that, Washington did some dumb shit. They shouldn't even let him come back into that game.
That was Shanahan, and
shouldn't have let him come back in the game, and
ruined his career.
Basically ruined his career, and and RG3 knows that, and there's no way we can sit there and decide who would have had a better shit. I don't even know if Cousins would have even played.
I don't know what to say.
I don't think Cousins would have played because RG3 was his first year. I was like, God, this dude good. He can run, he can pass. He's doing it all.
Yeah, and then they should have let him sit out that game. Let it go.
Now Cousins is dealing with his own Achilles tear. So this is more a contingency plan. Like he's 36 years old. He's made. First of all, I don't know how Cousins keeps getting these absolutely ridiculous contracts.
He's good.
Dude, what the fuck?
He's good. I want him to negotiate for me. If I ever get in trouble, I want Kirk Cousins talking for me.
That might be one of the biggest fleets since Bobby Bonilla.
And I want Michael Penix. You got Michael Penix on the screen, right? So I want to, who Michael Penix remind me of, and what I think his career gonna be like, more like Teddy, at the least Teddy Bridgewater. That's the kind of quarterback Michael Penix is, in my opinion. What y'all say to that?
I can see a Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I see a Tyshawn, not Tyshawn Taylor. Shit, what the hell I'm talking about?
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor, yeah.
And Tyrod Taylor's been balling out, and so has Jacoby Brissett, and people shouldn't sleep on either one of those two guys. Jacoby Brissett and Tyrod Taylor, they're still, I'm pretty sure they're both spoken for, but two guys that don't get mentioned nearly enough.
No.
Let's see what we got. We got Mr. Penix, and here's one that I also like. I like these next two. I really do. This kind of surprised me a little bit, but not 100%. The Bears had a second first round pick at number 9. They went with a wide receiver out of Washington. They took Rome Odunze. I like the pick. I love the receiver.
Like I said, the Bears have fucking receivers everywhere. But what can they do with it? Hey, I'm excited for the Bears. They should be. The Bears, the Bears have been let down more times than I can ever imagine. Wait, out of any team, which NFL team has the worst record quarterbacks besides the Browns? See, I'm sorry.
You really want me to answer that? I'm going to answer it. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be 100%. The Jets. There is no franchise.
Yeah, that's right.
Who has got worse quarterbacks and quarterback luck than the Jets? And speaking of which, I'm not saying that the game's over, but the 101-89 lead that Denver has in the fourth quarter with 3:06 left to play isn't looking so good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I didn't even throw that in there. I'm just saying. I had to say it though. I had to. I'm sorry. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Bears are serious. I'm excited about the Bears this year. And then I'm also excited about this. I think this is dope because they called this man and told him to go ahead and just stay home. Don't worry about coming to the first round. The Minnesota Vikings would pick number 10, decided to take QB J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't say that the second half of the national championship game impressed me with his lack of throwing. I don't know that he threw at all, but he has some moments that are exciting, and he is a fun guy to watch when he's got the ball. And I think he's going to a franchise that could utilize his talents and his skills. And, I think they might have solved their quarterback issue for long term as long as they can get a reliable backup, because it's going to be hard on this kid just to throw him in there and feed him to the wolves from day one.
Right.
I love the pick, though.
Yeah, I mean, they moved on from Kirk Cousins.
They did. They got him now, rookie contract, going to free up cap space. It was a smart move. I think they got the right guy. And even though there's other guys that were still available, I think that he fits well in that scheme, in that Kevin Stefanski, or I'm sorry, not Stefanski, the other one, the coach's scheme. He fits well into it. And I think that he's going to blossom in that offense. I feel good. I feel good for him. I feel good.
Well, they got Justin Jefferson.
Do what?
Well, they got Justin Jefferson.
Well, yeah. And they got a decent line.
Yeah.
They got a decent defense. I mean, they
got a couple receivers actually.
They got Jefferson and Addison.
Yeah,
Jordan Addison. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a rookie last year. He did well. Like I said, he's got some weapons to throw to. He's shifty. He's crafty. He's able to move around in the pocket. He can create plays. He can buy some time. So I think that he's going to be able to adapt easily into the NFL in that particular scheme. I think that's the perfect fit for him. Like, I don't think that if you took him and moved him to like the Broncos or the Jets, that's going to do you any good. But
right.
The Vikings, nice move. Yeah.
I like the move.
Nice move. And then what do we got here? We got the Jets, your favorite. Pick number 11. Went with an offensive tackle. Not a bad decision. They went with the Penn State phenom, Oluwamjiwa Bashanu.
Who did the Jets get?
I might not have pronounced his name completely right.
I know. I just fucking with you.
I'm just playing. Bashanu. Out of Penn State, offensive tackle. Out of a trade with the Jets. So basically the Jets swap picks from 10 to 11.
Right.
And for the benefit of Aaron Rodgers, they got an offensive tackle. They needed one, so that's just another piece of the puzzle to help them keep building. And then it looks like Denver, after acquiring another Wilson, back, decided to get Bo Nix out of Oregon at number 12. Nice.
Another journeyman. You know, he bounced around.
He did, but he's got, you know, he's a little bit older too. He's been around a while.
How many years he started at Ole Miss?
2
or 3 years, yeah.
Like I said, he's been around some different programs, some different coaches, some different schemes. He's seen some different things. I think that Denver's probably a good fit for him because if he's the quarterback that they chose, that means that Sean Payton saw something in him that made him say, this is the guy. And Sean Payton's no dummy. He's a good coach. He's actually a great coach.
Right.
I think he knows what he's doing, and going with Bo Nix is probably the best option they had, even though there's other quarterbacks that were available, and they could have probably made some trades and some deals in order to make that happen. But having him and then Zach Wilson sitting on the bench is going to add some additional competition. And I think
Zach
package.
Wilson is, well, I'm going to reserve judgment because any quarterback that plays for the Jets is usually trash.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give him a second. I'm not gonna say that Taylor is trash because I love his mom. But yeah, you said it right. It is a passing league. You're 100% right. It's a passing league, but you also have to have a line to actually protect these motherfuckers. And if you don't spend money on your line, you're playing with your money. Straight up. Because you already know the highest paid player is usually going to be the quarterback on the team. The starting quarterback, majority of the time, going to be him. So you're not spending money on the O-line, what are you really doing? What do you think Chargers have to do it? If Chargers would have took anybody else except for O-lineman, they would have. I don't know what would have happened. I don't really like who the fuck because they just Harbaugh's over there now.
Yep.
And then they got rid of basically all their fucking receivers. They're basically starting fresh, which they had one of the best receiver core for the last 3 years. Except Mike Williams, he's a thorn in the Chiefs' ass, but could not fucking stay healthy to save his fucking life.
Nope.
Keenan Allen was one of the more.
You throw something this way, he's catching it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mike Williams, I hated playing the Chargers just because of Mike Williams and Austin Eckler, both of them.
Yeah.
They both gave me headaches. And speaking of headaches, pick number 13, the Las Vegas Raiders, they went with tight end out of Georgia, Brock Bowers, to add to that offense that already has
a tight end.
A tight end. Not to mention you got Devontae Adams. Not to mention you got who they picked up. They basically swapped running back.
They still got Jimmy G?
No, I'm pretty sure they got rid of Jimmy G, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I don't think he got rid of him yet, have they? Because I know they benched him halfway through the season.
Because when they picked up Gardner Minshew, they picked up Gardner Minshew, and Brock Bowers, without a doubt, the best tight end in the draft.
Oh yeah,
no doubt about it. He's straight up hardcore, ready to play.
I can't remember the last tight end they go in the first. Actually, no. Pitts went in the first round, didn't he?
Michael Pitts or not Michael Pitts?
Pitts went for Atlanta last year. Oh, this game's over.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wait another moment before I enjoy it too much.
Hey.
And then we got the Saints. They end up taking an offensive tackle to help out the quarterback, Derek Carr. That's nice. They got out of Oregon State, Talisi Fauga. Sounds Samoan, You know he's going to be big and strong then. But don't give him too much alcohol because those Samoans, boy, they can't hold their alcohol like everybody else. Facts. I used to drink with them cats. I know.
They can't hold their alcohol? Well, you're fucking Russian.
Well, yeah. But I don't drink anymore. But these cats, I mean, they can drink, but they can't. They get angry and violent and shit. I don't get angry and violent. I want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Not them. They want to fight. I'm going to say that the Lakers game is probably over as Aaron Gordon is at the line to shoot a couple free throws. The score is 107 to 100 with 24.1 seconds left to go. It's not completely over.
It's over.
It's over, yeah. I'm just giving Lakers fans false hope. I'm sorry to do that to you.
Shut up.
LeBron's not the GOAT. Lakers aren't going past the first round.
Denver's beat them. This will be their 11th time in a row they beat them.
I know. It's funny. What do you think about the Colts? Also, they got an edge rusher out of the 15th pick out of UCLA with Leatu Latu. I watched him a little bit out of UCLA. I didn't follow UCLA as much as others did, but I am familiar with him, and he showed out pretty good. He's got good speed, and he's got good vision. He's got that fast first step. He's got that quickness. So that ought to make a difference.
I mean, that's all the stuff that you look for. They needed some more defense. Offensively, they don't look bad.
No, offense, I think that Rich, AR-15, AR-5, whatever you want to call him, going to be back. He's going to ball out. And then what do we got next? We got Seattle at 16, decided to go with the defensive tackle out of Texas, Byron Murphy the second. Can't say anything bad about that pick. Big 12, Texas. We got the good players down there in Texas, big boys. We got the good players in the Big 12 when it comes to defense. In football, we got offensive players in the Big 12 football. And when it comes to basketball, we got KU. So you can't go wrong in the Big 12 with any draft pick, in my opinion.
Right.
And then the Vikings, another pick, they traded with Jacksonville, pick number 17, out of Alabama. They got Dallas Turner, hell of an edge rusher.
Yes.
They
say it's Kirk Cousins.
Is that Stephen Willie Beeman right there?
Yeah, they say it's Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. Oh my God!
Stephen Willie Beeman.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
I like that. Oh, yeah.
That's literally what's going. That's
what's going to be at. It's going to be like, I don't know, Lethal Weapon, Riggs and Murtaugh.
Oh, Dallas
Turner, yeah. Dallas Turner's a bad boy. Yeah,
they had two first-round picks?
Yeah, they had 2 first-round picks. They ended up swapping picks with Jacksonville, and I'm not sure which pick Jacksonville had because they haven't come up yet, and we're almost down to 20. But, yeah, Dallas Turner, bad boy coming out of Alabama on the edge. He's got the vision. Roll Tide. That's right, Trap. That's right. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, boy. No.
Auburn also. Yeah. I think they got a hell of a player. That Vikings defense, that Vikings team going to look good. I'm excited to watch them. That's good. Then we got pick number 18 out of Georgia. The Bengals decided to go with offensive tackle to help out whoever is back there at quarterback with Amarius Mims. I can't say anything bad about Mims. He did well in Georgia. He protected well. He blocked well. Knows how. I mean, whether he's pulling, whether he's trapping, he's doing it right. He's solid. I can't say anything bad about him. They need
him. Not bad. Aaron Gordon went off for 29 points today.
Did he? He dunked on LeBron. Look at that. Did you see that? See him dunk? Look, see LeBron looking like, why did they dunk on me like that?
Look, we get it. You don't like LeBron.
Why did they dunk on LeBron like that? I don't understand. Remember the time that Jordan got dunked on like that? It ain't never happened. I'm fucking with you.
I'm pretty sure did Clyde dunk on him?
No, Clyde don't dunk on Jordan. Crazy.
Clyde the Glide?
No, Clyde don't dunk. Clyde don't glide on Jordan. Everybody knows that.
Hopefully Rex Chapman's not listening.
Oakley and Jordan used to be on the same team when they got drafted. When Jordan was a rookie.
Who?
Charles Oakley was on the Bulls when Jordan was a rookie.
Yeah, I know that.
Here we go. Let's go down here. We just got done with the Bengals. Here we go. We got the Rams at number 19. Went with an edge rusher out of Florida State. I like this one too. Jared Verse. He's got heart. He's a machine out there. I loved watching him play this past season.
I don't know much about that cat, honestly. You know.
What's that?
I don't know a lot on that cat.
Do you? On Jared?
No.
And then we got the Steelers. Pick number 20 decided to go with an offensive tackle out of Washington with Troy Fautanu. And that's out of Washington, so also familiar with him, blocking for Penix. Did a good job. Solid. Good first-round pick. I think the Steelers definitely could use a little bit of help on the line, whether Russell Wilson's going to be the QB or just Fields is going to be the QB. Whoever it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be Mason Rudolph. You never know. Just saying. Mason Rudolph could surprise everybody.
The only thing he's surprising.
What? What's a surprise?
Only thing he won't be surprised if Marcus Garrett doesn't come out and hit him with another helmet.
Oh shit! Myles Garrett is not allowed to take off a helmet on the field. Everybody knows that, especially around people that he can hit with it that he doesn't like.
Yeah.
And then, look at that! I didn't see that. Miami, number 21. They got an edge rusher out of Penn State, a good one, Chop Robinson.
They had to. They didn't have nobody.
No, they lost mostly everybody, and then they got the retirement home of edge rushers during the playoffs, and that didn't work out so well, so they had to move on. Got what they needed. Next, the Eagles went defensive again, got a cornerback out of Toledo with Quinyon Mitchell. Not too surprised on that pick. That secondary needed a little bit of help, and I think that'll definitely help out the secondary with Mitchell back there. Let's see. There's Jacksonville with the 23rd pick out of LSU. Quality wide receiver again, Brian Thomas Jr. Good pick. That'll give T-Law somebody to throw to with good hands, great vision down the field, knows how to run routes, can mesh in well with the receivers that they got down there already. I think that's a great addition. That's a real nice pick. Then what do we got? We got 24, the Detroit Lions going with the corner out of Alabama and Terry Arnold. Alabama bringing the heat again. Everybody coming out of Bama. Roll Tide.
We understand Roll Tide, goddammit.
You like Alabama. You know it.
Who like Alabama?
You like Alabama. Everybody like Alabama. Ain't nothing wrong with Alabama. Alabama got some ballers. They know how to produce winners. And that Terry and Arnold came through a trade via Detroit to Dallas. So they swapped picks. And then Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU was that was a four-way deal between Cleveland, Houston, Minnesota, and Jacksonville. So that's how Minnesota ended up moving up right there. So they're doing a little bit of wheeling and dealing over here. That's a great pick, though. That corner's going to help out that Lions secondary. Maybe they can move on past that championship game and get beat by the Chiefs this next season. Let's see what we got. Green Bay, pick number 25, offensive tackle to help out young Jordan Love out of Arizona with Jordan Morgan, big man. Nice, versatile guy, able to block, which is primarily his job. Also excellent when it comes to pulling. I can't say anything bad about him. He does a job as far as offensive tackles, which is an underrated position. Doesn't get enough respect. I only know that because I played it. And then we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafting number 26. Got them a center out of Duke, Graham Barton. Don't know a lot about Graham Barton, but He's the first center in the first round that I've seen.
First center, yeah.
And then we got Arizona on the board again. It's pick number 27. They end up getting somebody out of Mizzou, defensive end, Darius Robinson. Nice. SEC, let's go. They got that one out of a trade via Houston and, between Houston. So that's a nice pickup for Arizona. Darius Robinson, congratulations. That'll help the D out.
They're trying to build something over there, Arizona.
Yeah, they are. And then the Chiefs, we already talked about this, got real fortunate, made a trade with Buffalo, traded up to get Xavier Worthy out of Texas, the speedster, 4.2140.
Yes,
I don't know what to say. I don't know. This is going to be amazing to watch.
That's cheat code. That's what I'm saying.
That's your deep threat right there. Then you got your slot if you want him, and Marquise Brown. You can still have Kelsey coming across the middle or going into the flats. You can take Pacheco, run him on the outside. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this offense now. I think Andy Reid is just happy as shit right now. Patrick Mahomes is out. Fucking Brittany. Everybody's happy.
Now, the Chiefs do got a couple other what they got? What is that, 6 picks or 7 picks?
They got 6 picks. But they're only going to do round 1 tonight.
Do you take? Yep. Do you take a tight end?
No, and I only say that because I think they ended up keeping Noah Gray, and on Bell, they either let Bell go to free agency. Yeah, Bell rolled out. They kept Noah Gray. I like what I've seen out of Gray so far, but I think also, depending on what Reese Zamet's able to do, they might transition him over to that tight end role, possibly, depending on what he's able to produce. Or they might keep him as a running back. Might even move him in the slot. I don't know. This guy can catch, run. He can do a lot of things. I've been watching some film on him, and it's been pretty cool to see.
Right.
And then we got pick number 29, the Cowboys out of Dallas. They selected an offensive tackle to help out Dak out there. And they got out of Oklahoma, another Big 12 guy, Tyler Guyton. I like that. If I'm not mistaken, that would be the son of Maurice Guyton.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. That's nice. Good family name, good pedigree. Definitely going to help out as far as giving some protection to a aging offensive line, especially on that left side. So Dallas Cowboys got what they needed, and that was a trade via Detroit to Dallas. They swapped. And then pick number 30, Baltimore on the clock. They ended up getting a cornerback out of Clemson, and Nate Wiggins. Good corner. One of the better corners in this draft. And then we got 2 guys left. We got the San Francisco 49ers out of Florida. Wide receiver, Ricky Pearsall.
Well, they're losing Ayuk. So
yeah, they are going to use Brandon Ayuk. He's going somewhere. Don't know where yet.
Don't know where he's going, but he's going to get paid. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's going to pay him because he balled out. He had almost 1,300 yards last year.
Yeah, he played well.
Debo's already getting all their money already. Debo and McCaffrey.
And McCaffrey plus Bosa, you got to pay.
And then you got to have to pay. You have to pay Purdy.
Oh yeah, that's coming up real quick. He's got another 2 years on his rookie deal left. Might as well start making that contract.
Yeah.
Start looking ahead. And then I think it's a good pick. I think he's a solid receiver. I think he'll help out the 49ers. I think he's a great addition, especially with Ayuk being disgruntled and more than likely not being a part of that team anymore. He fits in well with the scheme that Shanahan runs out of Florida, being familiar with the same type of offense. So I think it's a great addition. And then last but not least, nothing but love for Super Dave and the Carolina Panthers. They get out of South Carolina, wide receiver via trade from KC and Buffalo, Xavier Leggett.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was surprised. That's who I thought they were going to take.
Really?
I know it was one of the Xaviers they were going to take.
Just which one?
I know it was one of them, but I think those. I mean, you can't really miss with both of those guys.
No.
One's obviously a little bit bigger. Leggett is definitely a little bit bigger, but 4.12 speed you really can't teach.
No. Those intangibles, those things that can't be taught, those variables you can't account for, natural ability, whatever you want to call it. It's just there. You can't coach it. You can't teach it. You can't train it. You either have it or you don't. And in this case, he does. Well, brother, I'll tell you what. We went through a lot. Did I mention the Lakers lost and LeBron lost and he got dunked on at the end? Did I tell you that part? I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah.
You did. Oh, my bad. I didn't. Oh, they're showing it again. Are you watching it? I don't know if you saw it. They will. All right. Yo, I appreciate you being on here, especially on such short notice, brother. Anytime you want to come on, Raw Sports Radio, we're here on Tuesdays, we're here on Thursdays, and then we're here on panel style on Sundays or any other time. So anytime you want to
get more of these. This is what I want. I want more of these.
You want more? Is that the Chiefs? Yeah. We're going to get at least 12, 13 more. Easy. I already did the math. So
I want another one of those.
Yeah. Lombardi. Party with the Lombardi time, baby.
I'll do that. Or
yeah.
Again, happy birthday, too. I'll take another one of these. I don't care.
We want to
take one of these.
Oh, look at you. You got right. You're like me, like a pat rag with all the memorabilia and everything. I love it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I have all this stuff? That shit don't matter. I mean, why would I even have this?
Why wouldn't you have it? You should have more of it.
Hey.
That's the breakfast of champions, the lunch of champions, the brunch of champions, and the dinner of champions.
Yep, and then this is how you can really get right.
A little cookie? Shit. Well, I'll tell you what, brother. I thank you again for being here with us.
I'll be back. I definitely, that shit was fun. I'll pop in from time to time, and training camp's coming up for a lot of these players, so that's gonna be fun. And then you got another 2 months of playoff basketball. It's gonna get a lot better.
Yeah. LeBron doesn't have 2 months of playoff basketball because after the next game, he's going to be able to sit at home in Los Angeles, relax, talk to his kids, pet his dog, drive around in his whip, do Bron shit. Maybe watch some Jordan film, learn how to get, jump shot consistently. But
he's 39 years old, so he's 39 years old, and you're still talking about him.
All I got to say is he's lucky that I had an injury on my leg, and my left knee is bad. Otherwise, I'd take Braun on the court and beat the shit out of him. He knows this. That's why he don't fuck with me. That's why Braun leaves me alone. He knows. He knows he can't beat me on the court, even with a bad leg. That might not be completely true. I might have lied about that part.
Yeah,
it sounds good.
Probably did.
But listen, I won't keep anybody anymore. This is Max. This is Brandon, Dean, the facts, the brain. Much love. Appreciate you all being here with us tonight. Raw Sports Radio Network signing off for this evening. This is Max, Brandon, Raw Sports Radio, and we'll see you again on on Sunday night. Everybody, keep it real, keep it raw. Love y'all.
Ooh, baby, I like